Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lacquer Lover and today I'm going to be swatching Live Love Polish's Time Warp collection. So as you can see, these come in really nice boxes. They're just like the regular packaging but in black, and it also came in that beautiful box set. It also came with this magnet, and yeah, so these are just like holographic iridescent magnetic polishes, a lot of different fun effects, and I really like the colors here as well. It's just a nice variety, and yeah, they looked really nice in the product photos, so I'm really excited to try these out with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the swatch and review. I'm going to start with a layer of base coat, and I'm just using what I had lying around the house, and I'm just using this to protect my natural nails. I'm starting with this burnt orange ruby shade called Futurity. So here it is on its first coat. I think once I applied it onto my nails, I really saw all the pigment and glitter that was in there, and it just looked like a very fun polish, and I was really excited to see how the magnet would affect the pigment and what kind of design I could get. So I'm going in with my second coat of Futurity, and you can see that on the first coat it was already pretty good coverage, but I did a second one just so I could build up enough polish so that when I did put the magnet over it, I wouldn't have like a big bald spot. So now I am using the magnet, and you want to use this immediately after you apply the polish so the polish is still wet and you can properly like move those pigments into place. So here's 3 coats of Futurity with top coat. I saw that after letting everything sit and dry, the effect definitely dissipated, and I found that on my ring fingernail, for whatever reason, it looks like I didn't do anything to it, when in fact I did actually hold the magnet over it. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I definitely wanted something more dramatic, but if you are a fan of more subtle like tiger's eye or cat's eye magnetic effects, then this one might be the one for you. Or you can try using it over black maybe, and that could have a different effect on the polish as well. The next polish I'll be swatching is the green in this collection called Anomaly. So right in the bottle I see a little bit of purple, and there's also like blue, yellow, and green glitters in there, so that should be a lot of fun to see like what the magnet does to it. So I'm going in with my first coat of Anomaly, and you can see that the coverage is very good. It covers up most of my nail line. Also, you can see that the application process itself is pretty smooth for these polishes, and I didn't have any trouble working with them at all. So in fear that the magnet would basically just bring all the pigment to the center and leave the rest of the nail bare, I of course went in with a second coat just to kind of build up more opacity in those areas. So after the second coat, I'm going to hold the magnet over it just to see like how opaque the rest of the nail is, and it looks pretty good to me, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So this is 2 coats of Anomaly with top coat. Again, after I let everything dry, the effect definitely dissipated, but I really like what this one did. I really like how the bright green shimmer went to the center, and it left a really kind of interesting darker area around it with the different colored glitters. And this one's just a really nice green, so if you like green polish, definitely pick this one up. Next, I'll be swatching the teal blue shade in this collection called Millennia, and I would say this is a very typical galaxy shade. So I'm going in with my first coat of this polish, and you can really see the blue pigment in there, and also there are like these holographic shards or like kind of bigger size glitters in there, which I thought was very interesting and something that we hadn't seen in the previous 2 polishes. So I'm going in with my second coat, and again, this is just to build up the opacity so that when we do put the magnet on top, we don't just get like very sheer spots around where all the pigment got moved to. So I'm just trying that out, and you can see that there are very sheer areas towards the tip of the nail and my cuticle, so I'm going in with my third coat just to see if that would help. And now I'm trying that out again, And you can see that it's slightly better. Still a little bit of a bare spot towards the tip of my nail, but I think this could really benefit from a black base layer. So here's Millennia in 3 coats with top coat. I really love how this one turned out. Again, this one has like bigger glitters around it, so it really showed up like stars in the galaxy, which is really beautiful. And I love how this one had like this blue and like purple magnetized portion. It was just really cool to see because in the other polishes you only get like one kind of color in the center of your nail, but this one, it just, the magnet pulled together like 2 colors, and I thought that was very interesting and fun. The next polish in this collection is called Anachronic, and it is this wine berry magenta shade. I'm going in with my first coat of Anachronic, and you can see that the shimmer is very uniform in this polish. It's just very dense, and you can see a few like larger glitter specks in there, but I would say that the base of the polish itself is kind of cool toned, but the glitter itself is pretty warm, so I would like to see how the magnet affects this polish. And I'm going in with my second coat. Again, the application was very smooth and easy. After thinking that it was pretty opaque, I decided to try using the magnet, and I saw that the sheer areas weren't like too bad compared to the bluish shade, so I just left it as is. And this is 2 coats of Anachronic with top coat, and basically what I noticed was that for this one I held the magnet over the polish for a little bit longer, and I like tilted my nail and did all this stuff to make sure I really got the full surface area, and it left a pretty different effect. So that basically just shows that the longer you leave the magnet over the polish, the stronger the effect it gives. So if you wanted a stronger effect on the first polish we swatched, which was Futurity, then you could probably try that out, but otherwise you do see that on the rest of the nails it left kind of a more subtle effect. So I really like how you can like change it up. It's very versatile, just like depending on how dramatic you want that effect to be. The next polish I'll be swatching is the navy blue in this collection called Time Stream. So here is Time Stream on its first coat, and you can see that there is a lot of pigment, and there are also these kind of bigger holographic glitters in there as well. And the coverage on the first coat is pretty good and very easy and smooth to apply. So here is the second coat, and it definitely built up this polish very nicely, and it is pretty close to being opaque. So I went ahead and tried the magnet over it, and I saw that there was still this big sheer area towards the tip of the nail, so I went in with my third coat to see if I could build up that area of the nail and we could have a more opaque design at the end. While the polish is still wet, I am putting the magnet on top, and you can see that it basically just pulled all that bright blue shimmer to the center. So here is 3 coats of Time Stream. I thought that this one was also very interesting because it had like this blue purple pigment in the center of the nail, and I really like the bigger holographic glitters around it. Thought it really reminded me of the night sky or a galaxy, and I think it's going to be a very fun base for nail art. And the last polish I'll be swatching is the purple in this collection called Continuum. So I'm going in with my first coat of Continuum, and you can see that the base is very densely packed with purple shimmer, and then you see a little bit of this holographic glitter that breaks up the base, and I thought that was very interesting and should get even more interesting after you put the magnet on top, because it will just pull all that pigment to the center and we'll be able to see the holographic shards a little bit better. So I'm going in with my second coat, and you can see that builds up very nicely. And then I went in with a third one just because I kind of knew by now that after I put the magnet on top of it, the rest of the nail wouldn't be dark enough. So I'm hovering the magnet over the wet polish, and you'll see that I'll have some sheer areas towards the cuticle and the tip, but not too bad, so I think it's pretty good. So here is 3 coats of Continuum, and again, the effect really dissipated as you let it dry. I really like this polish because purple is my favorite color, and I really like the holographic shards around it. Thought it made it very fun to look at, and it was just really pretty. So that was my swatch and review video for Live Love Polish's Time Warp. So I have these ordered from my most to least favorite. My favorite in this collection is Time Stream, and my least favorite is Futurity. So that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it and just seeing all the elements in these polishes come to life. And yeah, they're just really, really pretty polishes. I highly recommend if you want them.
I'll link them in the description box, of course. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye everyone!